I love Cooper Kupp, man, everything he stands for, but he was old and hurt, man, and McVay has to make business decisions with a guy like Cooper Kupp because everything I know, they love Cooper Kupp. Cooper loved L.A. He does not want to leave, but he understands the business at the end of the day. And Cooper can retire or he can move on, but he has to be traded, though, Bailey.
Yeah, and two things. I think that the Rams, for a replacement for Cooper Kupp, I think there's a guy coming from Cooper Kupp's alma mater that they might look at. Just going to say that now. But let's talk about Cooper Kupp and possible landing spots because, like you mentioned, I think he's had some injury struggles, but I think he has more in the tank here. Let me ask you: do you think the Chargers are a good spot for landing spot for Cooper Kupp in that Harbaugh kind of ground and pound offense? But I think they lack a receiver. They have McConkey, but I think they could use a Cooper Kupp in that offense for sure. Let me ask you: what do you think is the best landing spot for Cooper Kupp? Go ahead.
Shit, man. The best landing spot to me is the Chiefs.
Yeah,
and I'm selfish. I want to see him there because I want to see them I want to see how he doesn't do anything because the guy can't get him the ball at quarterback. That's what I want to see because he ain't going to be the guy to get shovel passes and shit from Patrick Mahomes. Right. To be honest, out of that list, I don't know if Harbaugh wants to start over with a older guy who's injury prone. They just had that guy in Mike Williams.
Yeah.
Harbaugh took the job and said, Mike Williams, you got to go.
No. Yeah.
I don't know if anybody with a younger, highly paid quarterback is willing to risk an older, injury-prone wide receiver. So let's just go down the list. There's a team that's not on this list who I'm hearing rumblings of where he might end up. And I'll tell you who it is in a second. But I don't think that the Chargers with Harbaugh and a team trying to rebuild is willing to go get an older guy. I think they rather have a Deebo Samuel, Tyreek Hill. They rather go get a speedster to go along with McConkey and that O-line that they're developing and worry about some other things because they got to worry about Mack and other guys on defense, whether they do what they do on defense and other things. I don't think they're going to go with an older wideout because I think Harbaugh came into the job saying, Mike Williams, you got to go. I got to get younger. I'll take the hit this first year, and they still went to the playoffs. So I think Cooper's off the board there. Steelers, I think Cooper will deny any type of trying to go there. I
agree.
They don't know who their quarterback will be. They don't know if he don't want to go play with Justin Fields, dog.
And I don't even think Justin Fields on the roster. Who knows what they're going to do at quarterback?
Yeah. Who I don't see on here, Cowboys. So do the Cowboys? I would take Steelers, Chargers to the bottom of this list. I would put Cowboys right now at 1.
Really? Why do you say that?
That's on this list. I got my favorite number 1 that I'm going to give you right now. But I think if you were to reshuffle this list, I would put Cowboys as a more feasible situation because CeeDee Lamb will take all the double coverage. I can put Kupp on the backside. With a pretty good tight end, and Dak during the regular season can at least get him the football.
That's true. That is true.
Okay, so then do that. Now, the best landing spot this offseason, in my opinion, is the Texans.
Houston. Why do you say that?
Here's why. And I'm hearing rumblings that it could happen. If you go look at research and go look up who was the quarterback coach and who was the play designer for McVay in L.A., he just got the OC job for the Houston Texans.
Oh, okay. That's big news.
That is rumored to be the fit. And I think with Tank Dell hurt, my kid, not knowing when he's back, and then you got we don't know about Diggs. Diggs is out here fucking with
Cardi B. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, he's fucking with Cardi B and shit. So is Diggs really all in on this thing? I go in and say, Cooper, you come here to go along with our main man, Nico Collins, and Dalton Schultz, and we got Mixon. We have a hell of an offense with a new play caller that's going to run similar things. I want to see C.J. Stroud run a similar offense to Sean McVay and the Rams. Put his big, tall, long ass with a big-time arm on the edge, move him out, get him on some boot naked, some waggle, and now you got Cooper Kupp in that system with a play caller that is familiar with Cooper Kupp to keep him upright and healthy. And then you add a Tank Dell to the mix later when he's back healthy in the slot and get rid of Diggs. We've seen Diggs as a
Diggs is a free agent, so I think he's probably gone. Or I mean, we'll see what ends up with him. But
yeah. So I think we do it, man. I say we do it.
Interesting. I can see that. Obviously, brought in Kaylee, the offensive coordinator from LA. And CJ Stroud is probably top quarterback, top 3 to get him the ball at least. They definitely need a weapon with Tank Dell out. Nico Collins, obviously the top target there with Dalton Schultz at tight end. I'm surprised you don't see Cooper Kupp going to LA, the Chargers, just because he might want to stay in LA. We saw how emotional he was when they announced that the Rams were moving on from him. I'm just going to ask you, is there any shot that he goes to the Chargers just because of that, or it's just a business at that point?
Yeah, it's a two-way street, though. I mean, I don't think Harbaugh – I think if that was the case, Harbaugh would have kept Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. He wants younger. He wants younger. The business isn't to make sure that the player is happy and he doesn't have to move houses and shit. I don't think Harbaugh gives a fuck about Cooper Kupp's housing arrangement and if he wants to leave and go live in Cincinnati. Here's the issue. To me, the best 2 fits for him are Houston because of the play caller and the QB and the offensive fit. Dallas on this list. And what happens to T. Higgins in Cincinnati, I would say Cincinnati is in a top 3 list because Joe Burrow is another ball spinner. And I would like to see him go to Kansas City. My personal fit, I don't think it'll happen because Andy Reid is not notorious for going to get guys like him. The only big receiver body that he goes with is a guy he's familiar with, and that's fucking Juju Smith. Yeah. So everyone else, he kind of goes, if you look at the system that he has, look at the wide receivers in that system. Xavier Worthy, a speedster, small guy that can get off that goes vertical and we can run reverses with.
Mm-hmm.
Nikhil Hardman or whatever, another guy that can play multi positions, get in the slot. I can do multiple things with him. Tyreek Hill, who he had and was successful. Other than that, what big, long wideouts do the Chiefs usually use? They tried DeAndre Hopkins. They put his ass in retirement after the Super Bowl, basically. I think he said he's done. He's a guy similar to Cooper Kupp, in my opinion, as far as length, hand-eye, route running. Cooper Kupp and DeAndre Hopkins are very similar. Injury-prone, older, on the other side of greatness.
True.
So I don't know if Andy wants to go back and get an older, wily veteran. So I don't know about that. I don't know if that's what's going to happen. So if not, then I like Cincinnati, Houston, Dallas. That's just my opinion. And I'll be honest, I'll throw a wild card in there. New England, because Drake May's early success. I think that could be a dark horse if they have something that McVay wants in return in LA.
Yeah, and we'll stay tuned to see. I'm sure come March 12th in free agency, and Kupp's going to be moved somewhere. It's just where and all the logistics figured out. But I can see New England too with Drake May. I think they definitely need another weapon, and I can see Vrabel going after a guy like Kupp. Houston, your theory, I think there as well. And then I would laugh if they traded him to Kansas City just so you could. All next season, talk about how you think Stafford's better than Mahomes. But we'll cover this offseason and see where Cooper Kupp ends up.